Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You recall that this was brought back to the council on at its meeting at the end of April for your comment, and there were a couple of changes sought by council, and those subsequently went to the HBRIC board earlier this month. They've made some further refinements, and those are, although they're covered in paragraphs 7.1 and 7.2 of the covering agenda paper, although it should be under 7.1, it should be on page 6 of the statement of intent, and under 7.2 the amendments I think are on page 9. So there are some slight wording changes. However, they've all been highlighted throughout the documents. They're not there's not a lot there to read, so I'm going to assume that you've all read those. So in brief, the changes requested by council have been incorporated, and a couple of other changes which have been made as a result of the decisions made by this council on the 30th of April outside of the statement of intent process, but really around the financial close for the Ruataniwha. Councillor Scott, got a question.
Straightforward.
Yes, I'm wondering if it's possible if we request another change, and it relates particularly to the suggestion changes around that particular meeting. On page 112, on the bottom paragraph of the RWSS, it says financial and contractual, cutting the tongue round, are likely to occur in the first half of, well, that after that April meeting was shifted to September. So
yeah, that's the first half of the financial year. So the financial year starts on the 1st of July.
You're absolutely right. Yep, mine. Sorry. Yep. You're absolutely right.
That is covered. Okay. Other thoughts? We're getting close to the end of this process where they need to have something that works for them. Councillor Barker.
I have another thought, and I was thinking it in the form of a motion, so I don't get an amendment, so I don't get out of kilter here. And I would like a new 4, and I would have the council seeks from HBRIC at its earliest convenience a strategic plan for both HBRIC and the Port of Napier. Happy
to move with that as an additional
Sure.
number. Okay.
Yep.
So we've got a seconder for that?
It's not to embody in this statement.
No. It's just a request. Yeah, I think it's quite fair. So has someone happy to second that? Yeah. Happy to second that? Wish to speak?
Just that we have had a discussion about HBRIC having a strategic plan, and they've said to us before that there's issues about this, and I understand all of that. We had a discussion with this morning with the port, and I raised questions with them about the future, about what options they've got. Notwithstanding the Board of Inquiry and the Ruataniwha Water Storage Scheme, I do think that the significant investments we have, we do need a strategic plan. Option A, option B, and I think we have put off long enough for this. And I'm not asking for them for next month, the month after, but I'm asking for them at the earliest convenience, a strategic plan. So I just want to send a message to HBRIC and to the port. We expect to see a strategic plan from them at their earliest convenience. Not to inconvenience them, but we're interested in it. And I think we should have it.
Seconder, you wish to speak?
I need to say that a very clear, the port in particular, has a very clear vision of their future, and a very good strategic plan, and it gave us a lot of confidence to hear that, and so it just endorses what Councillor Barker is saying, really, that it was a good process, and it would be good to establish that as a continuing process.
Yeah, sure. Other speakers? Put the motion in. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Thank you. Recommendations from the Maori Committee. Page.
The recommendations and the amendment?
Yes. That's everything. Oh, well, sorry. Could go back to the. I don't need to do it. It was. It's getting late in the day, Councillor Barker. Page 123. Recommendations from the Maori Committee. I'll hand that over to the Chief Executive.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. The last Maori Committee meeting was held just the day before the last council meeting, so this formal recommendation wasn't on that agenda. So this is really just an opportunity for the council to adopt a recommendation from the committee, which was as a result of a presentation from the Heat Smart Program Manager in regard to questions around the targeting, I guess, of both insulation and clean heat to particular areas of the community. So this is really looking at two aspects. One of them is landlords, so rental properties, and the other one is working with where it's likely to have the greatest health benefits as well. So these are both things that the Heat Smart team are doing, and this just really provides the Maori Committee's support for that continued and ongoing course of travel for the Heat Smart team.
You wish to add anything, Mr. Mohi?
Oh, just that the members thought that the Maori were disproportionately numbered in terms of leasing properties, renting properties. So that was why the first one in particular was there in terms of the landlords. So it's self-explanatory. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to move. There's a recommendation. Happy to second that. Anyone wish to speak? Put that motion, then all those in favour please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Page 139, the monthly work plan looking forward through May.
So, Mr. Chairman, it should actually be looking forward through June because we're now through May, but not quite through May, but hopefully we are certainly looking more towards providing that looking forward aspect to this paper rather than just a report on what has been done in the last month or two. So we've taken those comments on board and certainly trying to highlight those. One of the things, if I could just, from a fairly selfish point of view, look at the my very small table on page 140, and just a reminder to you all that the National Horticultural Field Day is being held next Thursday, the 5th of June, at the showgrounds, and as the Regional Council is a principal sponsor, we always get a really good turnout of our councillors. It's usually a very good day, and hopefully you've all already been notified separately, and we'll see as many of you there as we can.
I think 5 of us have accepted so far.
Right.
Yeah. There'd be no excuses to be late to a hearing. To a hearing, there'd be no excuses.
We're going to leave at 8:45 to get back here by 9.
Councillor Scott.
Question one comment, if I may, Mr. Chairman. I know it's a case of questions only, but under the resource management, the global consent trial, will that be reported back to, I would presume, the RPC at some time, or the Environment and Services Committee?
I would imagine it would go back to the Environment and Services Committee, not the Regional Planning Committee initially. But yes, it will be reported back. We will get a report back. Thank you. And Mr. Chairman, may I comment on another item under here, which is under the consents? The Havelock North Fruit Company application to take groundwater hearing panel to be appointed. It was, but there is no need for a hearing. It has actually been, the submitters have settled.
Councillor Belford.
On page 140 under Asset Management and Biosecurity, there's a reference to the where is it? Proposal, right in the middle of that first box, proposal for development of a strategy, blah, 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 continuing to enable establishment of a governance group. Do we have a target date for when that group will be constituted? I know we appointed our 2 members. Has anybody else done that?
Sorry, Councillor, I'd have to ask Mr. Adey specifically around the details of that. I know that both Hastings and Napier councils have agreed that that they, or informally anyway, that they certainly wish to take part. But I'd just have to find out a bit more detail around who that would be, whether or not they've appointed them yet, and can send you an email.
Other thoughts, questions? Happy to move, Councillor Dick. Seconder, Councillor Scott. Wish to speak further? Put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Chairman's report. There's an obvious typo here, which is an initiative test that I missed. A pretty straightforward month. A lot of travelling. Tried to get to as many of the public meetings as I could. I found the quality of the questions pretty good generally. I mean, there is an interest there in what's happening, so I really am looking forward to reading the submissions, because there'll be a wide-ranging set of views, and I think that's going to be healthy in the discussion. So, and as you see there, July looks like being one of the busiest months in my time as chairman. Well, I'm probably getting a bit ambitious here. I meant June, with weeks of hearings and obviously committee meetings and council meeting at the end. So, what other point? I had one point I wanted to make actually, and I'm going to put a plug in for my Wairoa District Council colleagues. We had a meeting up there on Friday, and during the day, Mont Dior Singapore Limited, they've been successful in one of the block offers up there, and we got to meet the chief executive. Well, she's a bit more than that, really, managing director, I would think. And she came into the council chamber. We were in there with all their staff, and Ms Lambert and Mr Adey were there. And she walked in and she showed us on the map where her block was and where her interest lay in both Wairoa and Gisborne. And she said she was thinking of setting up an office in either Gisborne or Napier. And the new chief executive at Wairoa District Council, quick as a flash, said, "You no need to go there. Wairoa District Council is open for business." So I just about fell over backwards, because in 20 years that has not been the attitude of the Wairoa District Council. So I put a little plug in for Fergus at their council meeting yesterday, and I do it again here today. I think he's a breath of fresh air as a chief executive for the northern part of the region. So just thought I'd add that little bit. Other than that, happy to take questions. Happy to move? Well, hang on, let's see what happens here. Okay, seconded by Councillor Pipe. Discussion. Put that motion in. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Thank you.